Hello everyone. Find this second session on contracted pelvis and cephalopelvic disproportion. Today we'll talk about first degree of pelvic contraction and CPD. There are two degrees of CPD, major disproportion and borderline disproportion. The average size fetal head cannot pass through pelvic brim where true conjugate is below 9 cm. Here the chances of vaginal delivery are poor. Because of the smaller size of the pelvic conjugate, the vaginal delivery may not occur. It can hardly occur. That is the major disproportion. In the borderline disproportion, it exists at brim where antero-posterior diameter is between 9 to 10 cm. Here it is not that narrow, and that's why the chances of vaginal delivery are good. Now diagnosis. How can you diagnose this condition? First, history. You will get past history of rickets, any disease or injury of the pelvis, spine or lower limb. When you take the case of the woman, when you find such past history, it is likely that she may have contracted pelvis. Then you will find certain obstetric history, like in multipara, bad obstetric history with cesarean section, craniotomy, difficult forceps and neonatal death. When such past bad obstetric history is there, it is again quite possible to have contracted pelvis. General appearance that you again find on case taking or examination of the patient. Height is below 5 feet, so the woman is short stature. In the short stature woman, the contracted pelvis is quite common. Rickets. Short, stocky, obese, hirsute woman. She will have dystocia dystrophia syndrome. Limping gait due to spinal or lower limb disease. Obstetric examination. Pendulous belly, especially in the primigravida patient. Unduly large abdomen with single fetus. Non-engaged head within 2 weeks of term pregnancy. So even though the pregnancy has reached term, the fetal head, the presenting part, will remain non-engaged. Deeply engaged fetal head of a mature fetus rules out contracted pelvis. That means if the presenting part is well engaged, then there are no chances of contracted pelvis. So whenever there is contracted pelvis, the presenting part will not engage. You will find it non-engaged, right? Malpresentation, especially in primigravida. Clinical pelvimetry is done to diagnose this condition. Now what is the clinical pelvimetry? It is the vaginal palpation of the gloved 2 fingers of maternal pelvis from the end of 32 weeks to labor. So from 32 weeks till the labor starts, during this period the vaginal palpation is done to know the pelvic size, and that is called clinical pelvimetry. Continuing the same, the best time for clinical pelvimetry is during the first stage of labor, when the pelvic soft tissues structures are thin out and bowel bladder are empty. So during this period, if it is done, you can elicit the best diagnosis, or you can examine in the best possible way. Bimanual procedure, it is also called Muller-Ker's method. It is used to detect CPD at pelvic brim with non-engaged head after 38 weeks of the pregnancy. So when diagnosis is delayed after 38 weeks, it is possible through Muller-Ker's method. It is done under general anesthesia, and the fetal head is best pelvimeter for the contracted pelvis. So you can get the idea of contracted pelvis through the fetal head. It is the best parameter for getting the contracted pelvis. So it was all about diagnosis. We'll talk about management of the same condition in the last session. Thank you.